Hi, welcome to Weekend Box Office Predictions and Movie Review. Today is February 26, 2016. My name is Craig and I am your host. Hey, we're going to review 3 new movies. I'm going to give you some predictions on those and as well as some holdovers for this coming weekend box office of February 26th through the 28th. And also I'm going to give you just a couple quick guesses on the Oscars, who I think will win just a couple of the awards. So, hey, let's go ahead and get into the new movies. First one I'm going to review is 999. And it's a movie about corrupt cops that get blackmailed by the Russian mob, and they are recruited to basically do a next to impossible robbery. So they have to come up with a scheme to try to pull this off. And what they decide to do is to do a what's a 999, which is an officer down. So they decide that they want to kill a fellow man in blue. And they pick out this rookie. Well, why things are all planned and so forth, and as they go to execute it, it backfires on them, and they do not kill the officer. So everything goes from there with this movie. The reviews on it have been okay, anywhere from they're seeing a 5.5, 6.7, 6 out of 10, 3.5 out of 5. So they're kind of right in the middle, just a little bit up, which is probably good for its part. It's playing in. Last number I saw was 2,000 theaters. It's running just under 2 hours. I'm going to give it a prediction of 10.5 million, and I'm kind of really curious to see where this movie will come in. The trailers on it make it look okay. There's a lot of star power in this. Casey Affleck, Anthony Mackie, Aaron Paul, Woody Harrelson, Kate Winslet, Norman Reedus from Walking Dead. So there's a lot of people in it. You know, that may help it a little bit. But at the same time, though, these are the movies that kind of scare me at the same time because you don't know if they're going to just really flop from the start or if they're going to have a really big debut. So with it only being in 2,000 theaters, that's kind of where I think it's going to do a little bit better than normal, so I'll put it right in at 10.5 million. Next is Eddie the Eagle, and I had never even heard of this guy before, but who he is it's a movie about Eddie Edwards, who was in the 1988 Winter Olympics. And he was from Great Britain, and he was the first to compete in the ski jump. And you know, like I said, I guess he was a big inspiration for the Olympics that year. He finished dead last in the 70 meters and the 90 meters. But from what I take it, he just was a great inspiration for others. They just cheered him on, and every time that he came out to jump. So it stars Hugh Jackman, and as well as Theron Egerton. He was in recently The Kingsman, The Secret Service. So the reviews for this movie have been okay overall. 7.5 out of 10, 6.5, 5.5. So it's still kind of in the middle, just like 999. So it is playing in 2,000 theaters as well, and it's coming in right at an hour and 45. I don't think this movie's gonna. I don't think it's going to be in double digits, and so I'm getting an estimate, or I'm sorry, a prediction of 6.8 million for this coming weekend. Last weekend we had the race with the Jesse Owens story, so I'm kind of keeping it kind of close to that. But I think it's actually going to do a notch lower than that. So, last movie for this week that's coming out that's new that I'm going to review is Gods of Egypt, and this movie it's got a monster budget of at least 140 million, if not more. Unfortunately, I see this movie not performing very well. But before we get into all that, I'm going to tell you a little bit what it's about. There's the god Beck and the god Horus. They're fighting another god named Set, who's played by Gerard Butler, and he is the god of darkness, and he takes over Egypt, and he's creating chaos and just anything he can do to just make everything miserable. So it's Beck and Horus, the other guy. They're set to try out to save the world, save his love, all those good things. So if you've seen the trailers, this movie does look good. From the trailer standpoint, it looks very pricey as well. Like I said, the budget's at least 140 million, if not more. There's been controversy already with this movie, with the cast that they did come up with. It was a lot of all white for some of the roles, which should have been, they thought, more of an Egyptian cultural background. Some of the ethnicities of the other characters came into play as well, from my understanding. So that didn't help this movie. They also didn't send it out pretty much for it to be reviewed, which is never a good sign. So this movie will probably flop before it even gets started. I'm very curious to see where this movie's going to come in with the other experts. I'm going to give it a prediction of 13.1 million, and that's only because it's playing in 3,000 theaters. But it is not going to make its money at all. So maybe they're hoping for a big international market to just at least recoup some of their money, but it could be one of the big flops of 2016 that does come out. So, hey, holdovers, Deadpool should have no problem being number one again for the third weekend in a row. My prediction is 28.3 million. Next is Kung Fu Panda. I'm putting it in at 8.2 million. Next is the movie Risen. I'm not going to see a big drop for this movie from the past weekend. I'm gonna put it in right at 8 million for this weekend. How to Be Single. I'm giving a prediction of 5 million for this coming weekend. Next is The Witch. This movie's done okay overall this week. It should see a bigger drop overall, but I'm still going to put it in at 4.9 million for this weekend. Race. I don't think with the competition of Eddie the Eagle, I think it'll see a bigger drop here, so I'm going to put it in at 3.75 million. And then last movie I'm going to review this week is The Revenant, and I'm going to put it in at 2.7 million. If you notice, I didn't list Star Wars. It's time to move on from it. I will give you a final number once it is all said and done to compare it to my bold prediction number, 915 million. So that I made over 2 months ago, or almost 2 months ago now. So, hey, real quick, throw in a couple Oscar nods. Oscars are on this Sunday night, in case you didn't know. Just give a couple guesses. Best Actor, I'm going to go with Leonardo DiCaprio. I would love to see Bryan Cranston win this, but I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. I just love him as an actor, so that's who I'm rooting for, but we'll see if it happens. So next is Best Supporting Actor. I'm going to go with Sylvester Stallone. Long overdue for him to win an Oscar in something. Yeah, some of his movies don't qualify, but I think he just did a great role in Creed. So next is Best Actress. I'm going to go with Cate Blanchett for her role. And then Best Supporting Actor, I'm going to go with Jennifer Jason Leigh, who was in The Hateful Eight. And last but not least, Best Picture. I'm going to go with The Revenant. So hard. It's a couple of movies I have not even seen, so it's kind of hard to pick one since I haven't seen everything, but I'm going to go with The Revenant just for a guess. These are just kind of fun guesses to do on my part. So, hey, that's it for this week's show. Please leave your comments, predictions, Oscar guesses. I do want to do that as well in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate those that tune in each and every week. Please let your friends know as well. Last but not least, I also did a Star Wars movie or Star Wars video last week on all the rumors for Episode 8. Check that out. Like I said, it was just a week ago, so it should be easy to find on my YouTube channel. So, hey, giving you predictions that you can count on that are better than the weatherman. Take care.